collectors in disguise. Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Primus. Children of Primus. And welcome.
And we're live. And we have either a rat or a cheetah shaking its butt into the camera.
Something's happening.
Swapticon, Ravage, and Shadow Panther. I got it because it reminded me of Shinta and Mango. I swapped their heads. So, bigger Tigertron body, Cheetor body, smaller cat head. So the robot heads were originally different. So it's hard to see the teeth.
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, I never heard Mango. Shinta's never snarled at me, but Mango, she's like, nope, you ain't picking me up. I ain't your kitty.
Good evening. And good evening.
I figured a Ravage face was more appropriate for her since it's all black and it's hissing. Want to get the Nemesis and the Clinch one.
Another Sunday, Frenzy Freestyle Sunday, and Impactor has a surprise for Mr. Magnus, but I don't see Mr. Magnus on at the moment, so
he'll show up eventually.
He'll show up.
Just waiting.
Waiting. Oh. Finally picked up Short Shot, even though I saw him last year. And it's the final to one of them.
I need to get him in order to complete the trio. I have Crosshairs and I forget who else he was. Yeah, I have Point Blank and Crosshairs. I got Crosshairs first during Siege, then I got Point Blank when he came out, and Short Shot's the only one I need now.
Put him back in his proper backpack mode. I like putting his
pulled, making people think that they cared about the Autobot target masters.
Yeah, I like having it like that, so I don't have to necessarily have the gun out. And instead of putting the little fins on the shoulders, I just put them on the arms because the peg holes are deeper, so they don't come off like they do on the shoulders. That seems to be the common. I mean, I get why they do it because if you want it to be like toy accurate or cartoon accurate with the tail fin, the car spoiler, kibble or not. But the pegs are so shallow they come off easily. I know, what is it? Dennis Moulton, like Canadian reviewer, and then I know that tour guy who also Canadian reviewer. They both said the same thing. They like it just other than the shoulder pegs not being deep enough to really hold these in very well at all. But yeah, he's more complicated than Point Blank and Crosshairs.
I got something else to mention. So back on Tuesday was my birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
On top of that, so currently I've gotten 3 things for my birthday. So for anybody who knows X Factor, which is the government X-Men team, one of my favorite characters from the stories is Strong Guy, aka Greedo Caracello. And my mom bought the Build-A-Figure of him, and that was my first gift of the day.
Is it like the 90s version where he's all in blue and yellow?
Yep, blue and yellow.
I know there was a
I remember that.
other version of him that I like when he's on the team where it's like X Factor investigation in like the mid to late 2000s. I like that version too of him.
Then on top of that, I got some. It turns out, so apparently my aunt said that she sold this, but she apparently just sold it to me, to my parents. I got the Grimlock and Mirage 2-pack. Grimlock, opening the box, he was not yellow.
He was not yellow, eh?
Nope, and he's still not yellow, and I've had him in the sun.
So you remember this? We were talking about this, right? that's the Beast Wars version of Grimlock with the G1 Mirage, and all the reports were all of the copies of it yellowed. I have one, and parts of him are the color of chicken soup now when they're supposed to be white. Yeah, I showed it on camera previously. It's really bad. So
I put the solution on to make sure that none of his parts would become yellow.
that's good. But I'm really interested. I guess it was just exposure to. He has bad tolerance for sunlight because if you unboxed a fresh one and he wasn't yellow, that's really interesting.
Amarok is great. Now all I need to do is just get another Jazz, since my Jazz has no face currently, and then I can recreate officially the what's it called again, the roll call scene from G1 without having to use Chase in it.
That'd be good. Speaking of Jazz, I'm just rifling through the Magnus.
Yeah, you might still be able to find him in stores. I see him at Myers still.
Yeah. This is Spin's Jazz. You can see it very vaguely because I haven't taken it.
Package.
Right there. You can see the outline of the car.
Nice.
Along with the swoop is balled up. There he is. He's like, let me out.
Maybe 2 weeks before I get a chance to see him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I have the box here. It's just you guys' stuff now, but I just grabbed it just on general principle. I got all my stuff out here. Speaking of my things, you know what I discovered? And this is the most obscure, unlikely thing possible. So, one of the things in the Magnus box for me was Transformers Prime Ultra Magnus. And, I have the HasLab Omega Prime, and he comes with that little figure called Blue Bolts that splits into weapons. I discovered that Prime Ultra Magnus and Blue Bolts have the exact same shades of color. Exact same blues, exact same reds. So what I got here is this old Ultra Magnus figure from like 2011. Yeah. And it has the Blue Bolts upgrades on it. Just 1 second. Yeah, so it's an unlikely bit of color matching. Figure released this year, figure released last year. On top of the other stuff I got, which I guess I can show off here. Here's Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus. And I'm already going to tell you, the first line of the review I'm going to write about this guy will say, let's get one thing straight. Age of Extinction was the worst Transformers movie. But, that being said, this is a good design, and they made a ridiculous figure out of him.
Age of Extinction may have been a horrible movie, but if you were to take the deleted scenes that are supposed to be in there and place it in the movie, it might have been a lot better, especially since we were supposed to see some scenes with the Autobots all together before the Monument Valley Protocol was in set.
Let's get one thing straight though. Age of Extinction was 2 hours and 40 minutes long. It did not need more scenes. It needed less scenes. It needed chopping down.
It needed specifically to fill in the story and make it a lot more understandable than having all the Dinobots locked down and everything.
Yeah. And here's the third guy, the vintage 2014 Age of Extinction Galvatron. A couple of interesting things about this. He's a shell former, yeah, there's this whole truck mode. But the interesting thing about it is the shell on his back doesn't split apart at all. You just unfurl it like a tent, basically, to make his truck front. It doesn't break or anything. And second of all, very unlikely connection here. The first Sonic the Hedgehog movie. The truck that Jim Carrey's character, Dr. Robotnik, arrives in, they reused the prop truck for this Galvatron from Age of Extinction. So that's literally the Sonic truck. And everybody's like, well, they could make a crossover eventually. This guy's whole robot mode wads up in there. You could retool him into a Robotnik robot or something, and there's your collaborative.
Interesting.
Yeah. So those are my prizes out of the box. Yeah. I jumped on this guy because of somebody I know who's really into Studio Series stuff really hyped him up. And yeah, it's worth the hype. He's going to be my next review after the one that's coming out this week because I got to talk about how great this guy is. He's really complicated. Let me just one little example that's really easy to show off on camera. Uh, I gave him opening hands, rotating wrists,
Oh.
and dipping wrists, so he can do like
Oh, yeah, the sword fighting.
Shakespearean expressiveness with his hands. Yeah, just crazy articulation, crazy transformation. He may be from the worst Transformers movie, but they made one of the best Studio Series figures I've ever handled.
Surprised the amount of
You think
articulation
the
on
Age of
on that
Extinction's
size of a
worse than the
figure.
Last Night?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I
It
never seen the Last Night, so I can't comment on it.
it's better than Age of Extinction, but like that's not a hard bar to clear.
Mhm.
Well, you know what it is? It's he's one of those figures where he's sold as a leader. He's only about as big as a Voyager, so they're using the extra budget to add all this extra stuff to him, like more articulation and things like that.
Parts count.
Yeah, parts count basically. So if you can deal with the fact that he's
Yeah,
kind
I've
of
seen Todd McFarlane explain like modern toy parts count, accessory loadout, and paint allocation compared to like the '90s.
oh really, I'd be very interested in watching that. I always like hearing toy industry insiders talk about the process. It's always a really fascinating thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I mean there
well,
would be. I remember in the '90s you could get like Spawn toys, and you would have at least the main release, and then there would always be like a secondary release with like some more crazy colors. And that's like what Todd McFarlane toys were. Todd toys originally, and then McFarlane toys. So many years into the line, maybe 3 or 4. And he's like, yeah, 20 for like maybe the last decade. You got to do like special releases if he wants to do like the toys like the way he did them in the '90s. So instead of like the blistered rectangle pack, you normally see like there's like a Mandarin Spawn new figure of that it was done maybe early 2000s or so, and I had that figure, and I'd seen both like the mass retail and then like you could still get it at mass retail, but it was like the deluxe edition or whatever with more paint and parts or whatever.
Cool. Now I know there's some news that came out in. I mean, every week there's some sort of news coming out. So let me see if I can bring this one up on the screen.
I think I'm gonna purchase that figure so I can have the sweeps. I have Titan's Return Scourge and not Legacy Siege Kingdom Cyclonus, so I might just buy Scourge and have my Titan's Return Scourge be a sweep.
yeah. I realized I was saying all of that into a muted mic.
Yes.
Yeah, so these are the 40. This is another one of those 40th anniversary movie guys, like the pink hot rod that I got on order and stuff, and the battle damage Optimus they're gonna do, and the Hound and stuff. Uh, this is the least interesting one because everybody's pointed out it looks like it's just the regular Studio Series 86 Scourge that they already released. I already have one on my shelf with like 0 changes. They just put them back on shelves in a new box,
Wow.
and my hottest take, I did a review of him. You can read it on Children of Primus. Is that he's a really boring figure. Like he gets the job done, but he's not very interesting. And so this is an identical re-release of him. So it's also very boring.
That's funny.
But I say that no figure is too boring for me.
Like if you don't have one, cool. This is an easy shot at getting one. But maybe see if somebody's selling one on the aftermarket for less than retail or something. You know, like a loose one or whatever, because it looks to be pretty much the same as that. You know, but if you don't have one and you want a minty fresh one, then I guess this is your guy. But they didn't. It doesn't look like people have been squinting at it. It's like it doesn't look like they've changed his colors or his sculpt or anything.
Yeah, because I know the Target only re-release of the Gamer Edition Megatron. There is differences in the deco,
Yeah, they did the
according to
war.
TF Wixie.
Same with Optimus. They changed the colors. They added a bit of battle damage stuff. Like they varied it up a little bit. Yeah. Oh, so these guys here, these are more of those 40th anniversary. Not the 40th
I think I
anniversary.
mentioned
Sorry.
this a while ago.
These are more of those retro carded guys, that are on like the G1 style cards. So they're meant to.
Just did a review on Wheelie, and my honest opinion, they should take that Wheelie and just put him into G1 colors because he is pretty decent.
Yeah. Well, that's the idea, right? That really is
They
meant to be
will
in his toy
eventually.
color,
And then
instead of his
Outback,
show color.
Outback already got me sold on like they've done a good job re-releasing the mini box. Outback here looks like his show accurate self.
Yeah. uh, there wasn't much difference between his animation model and his toy design, so they didn't really need to do anything different here on him. So this is obviously Studio Series 86 Brawn retooled into him, but Wheelie seems to be a brand new deluxe sized figure. And
Yeah, it is.
yeah, and Wheelie's in his toy colors, so guaranteed they're going to do an animation colors version that isn't on a G1 card eventually. Just like how Sea Spray is probably going to get a regular release that doesn't have his toy head and has a show accurate head instead.
Right.
Mm, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, but no, most people are probably just going to grab this guy. Yeah, because this is the first time they've done this particular Brawn figure as Outback, so this guy's probably going to be something that your G1 collecting guys are going to be after.
Yeah, I
Maybe
do
less
plan to
so.
get Outback. Just
Yeah,
that one.
You
it's a
want
new figure, but he's really big for Wheelie, and he looks kind of strange. So, also
you know
they did a core class version. They did a version with Grimlock. Most people probably already have a Wheelie at this point, so I predict this guy's going to sell a bit less.
I say this? This is hilarious. Outback within the past 10 years now has only ever gotten two releases. The first release, now granted he wasn't even named Outback, but his first name, this was in Revenge of the Fallen, is Reveal the Shield. His name was Fallback, which was a remold
Yeah,
of Brawn. Then, in Power of the Primes, you have Outback next to Brawn. This is his third, in my opinion, this has to be his fourth figure besides G1.
yeah. They did. He was just generally called Fallback for a while, just because they didn't have the copyright to the name Outback.
Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah. Okay. This is funny. These are leaked, so this hasn't been officially
I call
unveiled
this
yet.
Optimus Baller.
Yeah. So this is going to be. They already did American football collaboratives. These are European football, aka soccer collaboratives.
Real football,
Uh,
not
yeah.
market ball.
Yeah. So we don't know what this guy is called or what they're calling the collaboration because this is a toy leak. Like somebody got a sample of him. Uh, but he's based on the American international soccer team, which is why he's in Optimus colors because it's actually just American colors.
Right.
Comes with the soccer ball, comes with the stand, and then he changes into a ball. Um,
What?
yeah, and people were looking at this guy and were going, "Oh, hey, he changes into something that's the shape of a planet. Maybe we can customize him into a tiny Cybertron Primus or something." Yeah. So it's just funny that they're just like hitting all of the sports. Yeah, there's his alternate mode. That's what he changes into.
There we go.
Just a ball. Yeah, they're calling him Soccer Optimus Prime, but like it's probably not actually Optimus Prime. It doesn't really look like him. It's probably going to be an original character like the football ones were.
Yeah. He almost reminds me of oh no, I can't remember the name. The one character that everyone was praising in TF1.
Orion Pax.
No, Megatron ends up killing him.
Oh, Sentinel Prime.
Sentinel, yes.
Oh God.
Well, apparently FIFA's a pretty corrupt organization, so perhaps that's appropriate.
Yeah, that Timu Peace Nobel Peace Prize they gave you know who Arab man.
Oh yeah, that was FIFA.
You just pretend that never happened.
That's something.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, this isn't like I said. This isn't FIFA. This is branded as like the American Football League, which not much better, honestly.
Mm,
Toy Cruisers Motorsports hanging out in the comments, hanging out balls and bats.
Ball.
Soccer bats. And
Yes, he changes into one.
there you go. Now we have this character.
I don't know what this is. It is a rubber duck that is made of plastic and looks like Bumblebee.
Quacker.
It's called Duckaloos.
I
they
call
come.
him Be Quacker.
Yep, there's this, and there's two of these. When I
I
first saw
have
them,
the Optimus. I have the Optimus. I have Optimus Quacker. Wait, Crackermus Prime.
when
Okay,
I
he has the
saw them,
Optimus.
yep, they remind me of the Angry Birds version of, or not, yeah, I think it was Angry Birds or the other game that they had the Transformers parody of.
Yeah, they did an Angry Birds for Transformers.
Yeah, so the both of them remind me of the Angry Birds of Transformers.
Yeah, there was
Yeah. So,
also a Star Wars Angry Birds as well.
hmm
I think it was like all different versions of Angry Birds. But apparently, this is
Mm.
Duckaloo's crossover Transformers Optimus Prime of Bumblebee found at a U.S. retail store.
they really will combine anything with anything these days.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, uh, I was just reading about reading some of the responses to the soccer one specifically, and they were like, the designers have let slip basically that at this point, they're not the ones going out and doing the collaboratives. The collaboratives just come to them and we're like, "Do you want to make a collaborative for our stuff?" And they're like, "Yes, we like money, so it happens."
That's what happens.
I'm so behind on this. One of my New Year's resolutions was to get back on top of it, and I haven't.
I'm behind it too. I'm only behind one issue of this.
I'm behind many issues.
I can only give out one spoiler to this. This is the only spoiler I will ever give out to this. RC becomes a Magnus.
Yes, I know this. I've seen images of it.
And Trailbreaker has the most brutal death I've ever seen.
That's two spoilers.
Mhm.
Liar.
Well,
That tends to
yes.
happen in these comics.
Yep. So I was going to say Dreamwave, and that would be completely incorrect. This is image 29, and here's the different covers for this issue.
Yeah, they're doing a good old fashioned Thundercracker doubts his faction storyline apparently. Which IDW Comics was the first group to do that.
Yeah, referencing the old Bobby. How would you say his last name? Toy
Budiansky.
bio.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting because Bob Budiansky's bio was always like Thundercracker's unsure about his faction, but that didn't really play into the animated series or the comics. And then IDW ran with it, and now Skybound's running with it. So it's more G1 than G1 was basically.
I mean, and that's a sad reality with the G1 cartoon. A lot of what Bob wrote didn't translate or wasn't carried over into the cartoon.
To be fair, he often did that himself. He was writing these bios and then was also writing the comics, and then wouldn't pick up on his own things basically.
Yeah, because the comics stay true to a lot of what the characters were designed as. But yeah, the cartoon was just like that's I think like many things were missed. The one that I always found funny was Cosmos, where he's actually a comedian, and that's never portrayed in the cartoon.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a prankster. He does straight up Roswell alien stuff to people to freak them out.
Yep.
That was, I think, what it was. Whereas in the show, he's just kind of a friendly, helpful guy.
That always seems to just crash.
Yeah. Yeah, something I've said this in the past about the cartoon, but it's really interesting how if they can't figure out a unique personality for a character, there's a generic, friendly Autobot persona that so many of the characters were written as. I like to bring that up because I think Skyfire was the most egregious example because he had a personality of his own in his debut episode. Sort of like this naive, curious scientist. And then he got frozen in the ice. And then when they popped him out on fire on the mountain, he didn't act like he did beforehand because they forgot about his personality and started writing him as the same kind of general Autobot as the rest of the group.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's like now if I almost go back and watch how that plays out.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is. It's a bunch of different writers writing things really fast, and they're not often on the same page. I've told that story before about how the Secret of Omega Supreme was initially written without Omega Supreme having his old fashioned his specific speech pattern because the writer didn't even know about it. And then the bit where Optimus is like, tell me about the Constructicons and see if you can do it in your talking normally. They added that line entirely because the writer didn't want to rewrite the whole flashback exposition in Omega Supreme's proper voice. It's like, we're just going to add that line and I'm not going to rewrite it all. So we're just going to have him talk normally.
Or else that episode alone would have been like 3.5 hours.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. There's a very good interview once that I read with one of the show's writers where, he did pretty much politely be like, listen, we were just cranking these things out as quickly as we could.
Yes.
That was the priority.
Getting messages sent to me.
At least it was before AI.
Mm-hmm.
But that would have been a whole other quagmire of discontinuity.
Hey, Cyberworld's really good. It's definitely not written by AI. It's written by a team of people that are obviously having a ball writing it.
Well, I wasn't even thinking about Cyberworld. I was thinking they did the making of the final season of Stranger Things,
Yeah,
Stranger
I heard
Things
about
5, and there's some screen where you see their laptop and people were questioning that looks like Chat GBT typing it out for them, or something to that
Currently
Yeah.
effect.
mentioning the Stranger Things van figure that we got that's coming out. I'm planning to buy that and then buy a wheeljack head, and I'm just going to turn it into shred head.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That'll be my second professional custom.
Shredhead is the new character created for the Skybound comics that Carly's van with graffiti gets turned into a transformer. And he's like a plural person. Sorry, I dropped an accessory. He's like a plural person full of a bunch of different people inside of him because they made him out of like the remnants of destroyed sparks. So he's got like different personalities inside of him.
Okay.
Great idea.
I vaguely remember him showing up. Was he on Cybertron or Earth?
Yeah, he starts out on Cybertron and then he gets sent to Earth. Like Carly's van wound up there during the Ultimate Doom situation, and it got left behind. And then they were like, "We found the well of all sparks. We're going to make a person with all the remains." And then they make Shredhead, and then they're like, "We can only send one person to Earth." And Shredhead's like, "I'm going to go to Earth and show up and save the day." With my big sword and
I
my
was remembering right. So I was remembering, that they're on Cybertron. I guess just like, hey, let's just make some backup, and he doesn't he wreck some Decepticon shit like the first time he shows up.
yeah, that's a heck of a character debut. So, expect a toy in like 2 years based on how these cycles work.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how long it takes for them to make something.
No, what other news have you heard about within the franchise that we probably have not covered?
I don't know what the price tag is, but that Masterpiece Hot Rod is really, really, really expensive.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, you definitely not getting that.
Well, what price range are they looking at selling it at?
I don't know. I need to check. That's a good question. I've been kind of caught off guard very slightly here.
Right.
But I just remember the tag came out and everybody was like, I'm just going to look it up real quick. Yeah. Okay. 199 American dollars, 200 American dollars.
Oh. Yeah, that is pricey just for him.
And then considering a lot of people are pointing out how they're lifting like engineering from the Studio Series stuff like directly.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, Okay, well, TF Source has it for 160 American. That's better, but still not great.
Hmm.
Yeah, the thing about it is that they're supposed to be like that because MPG stands for Masterpiece Style Gen. So
Yeah. Mhm.
it's an engineering on like the Generations figures. It's like the Optimus that they already have announced and stuff is like based on the Siege figure,
Okay.
but made big with a bunch of extra accessories.
Well, I was gonna say, what's in terms of the price? Then is it more or less to get the characters that one's kind of based off of?
Yeah, getting Studio Series Hot Rod, which I have, would definitely cost way less money.
Okay.
Uh, the pink version of it, which is the other figure that I was talking about that I ordered, it was just whatever a normal Voyager's price was. Like I don't know, $50, I think, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's much better than close
Then
to
100,
200. Yeah.
yeah, 200, 160. I'm just gonna Google that price real quick. Give me any Voyager here. Any Voyager. Oh yeah, exactly. 50 Canadian dollars for the hot rod. There
Wow.
you go. Yeah, I haven't watched this yet. Which is bad because I probably should. A longtime reviewer, TJ Omega, posted a video in response to it, and the title of it was just "What is the point of Masterpiece anymore?" And I was just
Yep,
like,
I
"Yeah, he
saw
said it,
that.
buddy."
Wow.
Yeah, apparently he was one of my most viewed non-music channels and cultural centers. Him, I want to say him and the toy guy, and then what's her the Japanese girls that more so on Twitch than YouTube, but Tanuki and Runa Chu and Kimie, who's Tanuki's, then some other random, and then otherwise like musicians I listen to. So
Yeah,
TJ Omega was one of the few, and Toy Guy were two of the few toy makers that were in my top 10 channels this past
yeah.
year.
He's old school. He's been doing it for like decades. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because Masterpiece stuff. And I used to have a bunch of it. I sold it all off. Right, was relevant in I don't know the mid to late 2010s because at that time mainline Transformers weren't like there's very much an evolution the same way technology gets better. Mainline Transformers engineering got better. So like by the time we hit Siege in like 20 when did that come out? 2019? Yeah. 2018, 2019. We
Right.
were at a point where mainline figures could do the same kind of like levels of complexity and detail as masterpiece figures just for a fraction of the price. And
Okay.
so they became a lot less relevant. Like um also masterpieces became more expensive because everything became more expensive. Like you could do picture of like Universe 2.0 Sideswipe, and then Masterpiece Sideswipe, which was like 10 million times better, and then Siege Sideswipe, which was just Masterpiece Sideswipe shrunken down.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't know. I think Style Gen is sort of an attempt to make masterpieces relevant. But I'm just kind of like, it'd be nice if it wasn't so expensive. You're showing me a very nice hot rod, but I'm like, I don't like this character $200 much.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I kind of vague now that since you were just discussing it. Wasn't it kind of early on? It was presented like, oh, let's combine elements from different versions, toys of the characters that people like. They like X from Seeds and Y from Earthrise and Z from 86, and kind of put those different features or posability options or transformation steps in the same toy, so you kind of get a mix of what people had liked from different generation toys all in one figure, and then masterpiece thrown on,
I mean,
sprinkled
it'd
on
be great.
top.
It'd be great if that's what they were doing.
Yeah, it's one thing. Talk is cheap. It's one thing to say that's what they're doing. It's other to actually do it.
Hmm. uh, yeah,
Yeah, I know. I still like the classics Hot Rods car mode just because you could see an interior of him and whatnot.
yeah, the Dome Zero. Meanwhile, the thing that I'm actually waiting for is the second wave of like Cyberworld stuff to come out here in Canada, because those like little $12 guys that are nice and affordable and are currently the stars of a show that I really like, so that's good.
Nice.
What would be some of the characters in the second wave?
uh, the second wave is the upgraded off-road versions of Optimus and Bumblebee, as seen on the show. Um, Elita One finally
I've
gets
seen
you,
her
yeah.
down
Uh,
here.
Wheeljack and Starscream, again, they've been on the show for a while, but their figures aren't until Wave 2. And then Chop Shop also.
Yeah, I've seen Chop Shop.
Okay, yeah, because I've heard it's out in the US. It just hasn't made its way up here yet, but I'm sure it will eventually. I will not be trying to import it, trying to pay convention taxes for it, trying to get it from a scalper, because the whole point of the Cyberworld stuff is that it doesn't cost a lot of money. So I think if you're paying extra money to get it imported to you, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it would be one thing like if it was I'm trying to remember what's Wild King, the Japanese series, because that's Japan only series. But I do agree
Yeah,
with you on the North American Western series. Just wait.
yeah.
It'll
It's funny. The Wild King stuff looks fun, but also it feels like you're not really supposed to be paying import prices from it, because the whole point of it is that it's like simplified gimmick stuff. It's just that you can only get it in Japan.
yeah, well, yeah, tariffs and mm,
That too.
that must he who must not be named.
He who
Did the
must
what
not be named. I like that.
some
Let's
anybody
see
that's
how
I
many
don't know
coincidentally Transformers with orange do I have with me today?
That's
only
One,
one.
two, three, four. Nope, that's just those four.
there
I
we
could
go.
get a lot of orange Transformers probably, but they're all across the house right now, and I just
Yeah.
grabbed my stuff from my.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish someone. I mean, I know I've been like kind of alluding to it the last few shows. Like, oh, these are the figures I like the best in the last year. And then I only noticed like in the last hour, I'm on like Facebook, and I was like, what? We're showing like our favorite toys from last year tonight.
Are
What?
we? Oh, I wrote that list. That is up on our blog. I did the best of 2025. I'm very proud of that.
That is actually our feature for the next segment. No,
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
what?
yes,
okay. I didn't.
yes. Great warning. Well, there are
Oh,
images on
okay,
the
you do
website,
know
so we'll go through.
without realizing you knew.
Yeah.
We all found out today.
Christ, I'm unprepared. Look, it's been a busy week, bro. This is me showing up and being like, all right, let's chill out.
No, it's okay. I mean, especially having to deal with that snowstorm on Wednesday or Thursday, and then shoveling like 20 times within the same day.
Oh,
That's
yeah, bro. For our Americans here, the Don Valley Parkway was shut down. That is a major Toronto highway. That is the ultimate sign of defeat when like a major highway is just like, we're closed, everybody go home.
yeah.
Yeah, I my nobody went to work. I'm the only person that had to work because I work remotely, which is that's the only downside of that kind of setup. It's so great, except that being snowed in isn't an excuse.
Yeah, that are just like you work remotely anyways, so just continue your day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember some like ice storms, snowstorms that were really bad in the '90s, where I-95 got shut down. I was like, damn.
It's as they say, people plan their events and adventures and everything, but Mother Nature sometimes laughs at it and says, "Okay,
Hmm.
that's what you planned. This is what I got planned."
Yeah, at least I didn't have anything going on. I was like, I have no problem just camping out at my house. We did. Okay, and I'm just talking about grown up circumstances now. But like, we were like critically low on groceries because I was gonna do my grocery run on the day the blizzard happened.
Oh,
So I did legitimately have a like go through the fridge. What the hell do we got? I don't want to go out in this blizzard. I have to assemble meals using what we have here.
there
It
you go.
worked, but it was dicey.
I'm trying to think. I want to say since '04, I had lived like walking distance from grocery stores, so I never had to worry about the bad weather. The only bad thing is if you work at said grocery store, you can't use the snow is an excuse not to show up because they know, oh, you live walking distance, like 5-10 minutes walking distance. Like, God dang
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Unlike so many other so-called things, they're actually essential employees.
Hmm.
I do agree. My brother works for Kroger's, I think, since he's in high school. And he just turned 40 last Sunday.
Oh.
So, yeah, his big birthday present for himself was a 30 count of McDonald's chicken nuggets all for himself. And he's like, you damn kids aren't touching any of them. They are all mine. So I was like, I can appreciate that situation. You know,
So
I was the firstborn, first kid, grandkid, first nephew, first everything in my family. So sometimes I would have similar resentment towards all the younger kids than me wanting to eat myself. I'm like, this is all my food. You ain't touching squat.
it's got a knife like this, looking menacing.
Yep.
How dare you?
Like I remember one time I was making pad thai. I think it was not my cousin Sarah, my cousin Brian. So her brother's graduation from high school, and I had the knife in hand. And I was like deveining the shrimp and whatnot, and cutting up the ingredients and everything. And Sarah was talking to her boyfriend at the time, and I realized she was talking to the boyfriend. And I start going like, "Cut the wiener, cut the wiener." My cousin Sarah just starts laughing her ass off. And you just hear the boyfriend, what are you laughing for? Oh, my cousin's talking about cutting your wiener off.
This is Teletran 1.
This is Teletran 1.
We are, of course, talking about hot dogs.
Yes.
I can't remember. Impact, or do you, if you're still there, you have any siblings? I can't remember.
I have two, and they're both annoying.
Oh,
Oh, that's,
they're
that's,
both
that's, that's
what?
the universal human experience.
I have two, and they're annoying. One, you have me, which I am the oldest in the family. Then you have my two other sisters.
Oh, you have my sympathy. Oldest
I'm
sibling supremacy.
I am a one boy with two sisters, and they are annoying. And I have to legitimately butt heads with them every day to at least get some type of authority, since I am the older sibling and do a bunch of their work.
It could be worse. You could be the only gender of your gender and then be the middle child on top of that. And have both an older and younger sister, like, babying you all the time. Because I've known a bunch of boys and girls where they're older and they're the middle child and they're opposite, they're younger and older sibling of the opposite sex, and they're like, oh, it sucks.
It just becomes a versus battle at that point.
Mm.
Since Magnus isn't here, I might as well say the surprise. I just need to wait for this surprise to arrive in 1 second.
I was just going to mention that.
And now I'm just waiting with bated breath.
Oh, Impactor, have you had any luck getting the Hot Wheel crossover figures? Weren't you trying to get them?
Not currently, but the surprise. So Mr. Magnus said, I don't have any friends. Guys, poke your heads in here. Is my camera not working? Okay, back.
Yeah, it's
Camera's
working. Well, it was working.
Is it on or is it not on?
Your beautiful blood locks.
We were reenacting the Straight Outta Compton album cover.
Oh, wow. Why was I thinking exactly that?
Yeah.
Okay, so since my camera isn't working, everybody here say hello and say that you are my friend.
Hi.
He's not holding you hostage, is he?
Okay, so these are my three friends, and to go off this, the hilarious fact is that so in my family, it's one boy and two girls. In their family, it's two boys, one girl. And we've known each other, all of us as friends, we've known each other at birth. And so this is just to put that disclaimer that I do have friends. So Magnus, I proved you wrong.
We have it on tape.
There you go. Now Impactor, before, and I know we don't have the parental permission of your friends to be on the stream, but I guess I'll throw some questions to you to ask your friends. Are they also into Transformers, or what toys, anime, or cartoons are they into?
So Paul is. I'm just gonna say so. My friend Paul and Deeds here, both of them are primarily into Legos and a few other games. Paul, what's the other games you're into? What's the other thing you're into again? Oh wait, right, baseball.
Yeah.
Paul here collects way more baseball cards than I do Pokemon cards.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Very old-fashioned hobby.
And then on
I
top
didn't
of it,
realize you collected Pokemon cards. Impactor.
I collect a bunch of Pokemon. So on top of this, Paul here, I have helped him out in his channel, and let me just actually type in the channel here. So, Paul, what was it again? But grab your. Oh, I know it. You want me to type it in?
Oh,
Yeah.
your friend's channel. I thought for a moment you couldn't remember your own channel's name. I'm like, are you that senile already?
I am not senile. Okay, my friend Paul's gonna type it in here and have Spin maybe just like do it whatever inside the chat. But Paul and them, I've done stop motions for their channel.
Oh, that's very
Lovely.
cool.
They've just they on their channel, the one stop motion that's Lego Star Wars related is the most viewed video from their first video that they posted, which was a stop motion.
Okay.
Okay.
But currently, they're growing, and I'm trying to help them out. Okay. Bro, you did not type it in right.
I did.
You didn't type it in specifically to this.
Oh.
Okay, now type it in. On top of this, I'm doing this on my tablet. I'm not on my computer. That's the difference.
Oh, that's why it's chaotic.
Mhm.
Yes, and to explain this, for fun things that happened today, I actually got to drive a four-wheeler for the first time.
Oh,
Didn't Spin? Didn't you get to do that not too long ago yourself?
Exactly. So it's I mean, Impactors has beaten me on getting to do this early. Not until my 50s is the first time I've driven a four wheeler. But Impactor, how was it?
Oh, it was a blast. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
16.
I sent the channel in there so Spin can like do whatever and post it somewhere or whatever in the chat for the channel or something. But like to go off this, I did a few donuts for the first time, practice, and we did some stupid stuff, such as we decided to attach a sled, like one of those water boards. We attached a waterboard and a winch, and I got blown off like a toothpick.
You're going like 18 miles an hour and you went rolling.
Yeah, I went flying.
well, glad to know that.
Children of Primus does not endorse going on a ride on a thing that's not meant for winter.
On some
on
level,
top
it
of
does
the
my
snow
heart
stuff-
good to know that kids are still out here doing dumb things with vehicles.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, try. If you know anybody who has like a speedboat, like a ski boat, like do inner tubing where you disconnect. You're tied to
Oh,
like
I've
inner
done
tube
that.
and you hold on for dear life.
Basically what we
Oh.
did today out in the yard.
Well,
Yeah,
the
it's
difference.
basically the same thing but on the water.
No, I've done that before, and we once, 100. I was holding on for dear life while the speedboat was going close to 100 miles per hour.
Nice.
This was
Did
a
you ever
while.
get knocked off?
Oh, I got knocked off once and went flying. I did a backflip.
Yeah, out of me, my dad, our family friend Steve, and my full blood brother, and then my dad and Steve's co-workers, I was the only one that never got knocked off.
Well,
I
that
could do that now since I broke the
was my
arm, so
first
I
time
can
ever
straight
handling
distance.
What
100
legs of
miles
you
per hour
exist?
in water. And on top of this, this boat is a hydro boat, so there's no propellers actually with it. So
Nice.
they were causing waves. So on top of this, I was being bounced up and down on
Yup.
waves. This thing was meant to make waves, and it was crazy.
The Hydra boat. I mean,
Steve
Captain
sprays and
America might
nodding
be
in
happy about
approval.
that.
Yes. Yes.
Mentioning sea spray, actually, somebody did a custom already where they got it wasn't a sticker sheet, but they got a not spray paint, a cover, and they put it on the eyes on his head by painting them on.
Mm,
And I'm just waiting for sea spray to go down in price because my Walmart is jacked full of him.
Oh yeah, since Spear and Courage is a G2 guy, that's in Beast Wars era. So he has a Scram from G2 toy hacks out already. The Hot Wheels, the twin mill looks nice, so I might get it. I might if I would get a second twin mill to do that Scram because the Axonators were some of my favorite G2 toys, as well as some of the Cyber Jets, like what is it, Hooligan, the Tiger Jet, the orange Tiger Jets. The green go like G2 GoBot High Beam, and then Scramming Rabido.
Mhm.
Now, Impactor, I have a question. Your friend's channel, how many subscribers does he have?
They're currently, Paul, would you guys say you were at like 20 or 30? Yeah, 17 subscribers at least. It has Megamind as the cover of their channel.
Okay, so I did find the right one. So it is Mega Mania, all in one word.
They do some crazy stuff. Also, on top of that, be aware.
Cool. So it looks very cool. So I know we're going to be slowly rounding out our Teletran 1 segment. The Impactor, you did mention some updates that you had for your channel.
So some channel updates are coming up. So after some stupid stuff that I had to deal with writers, so I'm creating a stop motion series, and my writers were being pains in my butt and saying some certain not nice things about me, and I got tired of it. So I kind of sent those guys out the door. They were disbarred from my series. So now I'm a solo writer for the series currently.
Sounds like a Hollywood story.
Undertale.
Yep.
So my voice actors and I are planning to finish and fix the series, but currently I'm going to start doing stop motion reviews for some of the figures I've got throughout the years. And
Okay.
for like the fun sake, so with how you guys have been doing with Pure Courage here and Sedum doing the the reviews of the figures, I'm thinking of doing the stop motion reviews so it shows like opposability wise and fun, crazy stuff. Because I've learned
That
that you
sounds
can
like
do
a good
some
way to
crazy
do it.
stuff.
Mhm.
I discovered that I can do some crazy stuff specifically with Megatron and the Rise of Beast Optimus.
Well, that's a good way to be about it. You know, right to what you like to do with toys specifically. Like Phil and Courage was saying with the stop motion animation. I know, like last year, some of my because I like customizing with like toy hacks and custom weapons, and then painting.
I want to get
Some of
Toy
my
Hack.
favorite toys last year. Part of what I liked about them, I would if they had like this like toy hacks or weapon like upgrades that really spoke to me, I included that in like why they were in my top 10 because there's figures I bought because they had like really cool upgrades and there's like it just adds to the playability.
Nice.
Also, I had to correct my mom and dad on this. So when I was looking at G1 Fort Max, Six Gun was a member to him, and it's hilarious how my dad said no, he wasn't, even though he was. I discovered that both Cog and Fort Max are together, while Metroplex and Six Gun are together, which is just something I realized and discovered. So whenever I get the reissue of Titan's Return Fort Max and the reissue of Metroplex, I'm gonna just have them next to each other.
Oh yeah, since I know you have to worry about some of the bigger stuff being hard to film. I know both Blokies. They've done both. What is it? Is Fort Max the big giant white Titan,
No,
and then
that's
the black dinosaur. Can't think of his name.
Trypticon.
Yeah, they
uh,
have like Bloki's. This is standard, the main class, blind box class, not the defenders, but the normal size ones
well,
of
I've
both them. So those might be fun, even if you just look for them like off of eBay or secondary market. You just get those two, so
I'm
you could
planning
do
to
some
get
Titan
the
battles without having to be like some obscenely large,
I'm
camera pulled
planning
back like 10, 20 feet away just to get them in the frame.
I'm
That might
planning
be
to get
something you want to look into.
I'm planning to get them, but currently, since I have been getting into better setting and stuff, once I get the whatever Energon Unicron, I
Hmm.
have done some stuff with my tablet recently. My tablet is 10 times better. Also, on top of this, YouTube and stop motion studios do not like to mix occasionally, and I finally figured out how to put my videos in HD, like in the full 1080p HD quality.
Nice.
Nice.
So my videos now are going to be coming in, and also on top of that, way better quality. And I've discovered some of the crazy zoom out features and things I've been doing with my tablet. And I discovered that I don't need, like, when I'm doing Unicron, like, for instance, Unicrons and stuff, I discovered how to overlay stop motion on top of stop motion now officially. So when I'm doing, like, for instance, in the one scene where Unicron's attacking Cybertron, and I have, like, the cone heads flying, I can just do Unicron moving around and stuff in the same motion of the movie, and then go over that, adding the cone heads.
Sounds like your power is growing by the day.
Mhm.
It is going by the day with the stop motion stuff.
You know what? That's the best way to increase your skills is just to practice on your art form, and then naturally it's you start learning more tricks and not just shortcuts, but it
Wait, I got
increases your
one more
ability.
thing to say. So back on yesterday during Saturday, one of the one of our big speakers at our church came, and he was an animator for some shows and movies. Actually, he not he knows some people who did some movies. So for people who know the Mandalorian and the Clone Trooper series, this person knows personally the people who created them for this series. And he helped out in some of the overview animation work for the Clone Wars, and he also did so. He talked to regularly the person who did the Mandalorian.
Oh, interesting.
Very cool.
And what else? I got to think of what else he did. He also subscribed to my channel, which is also a big surprise.
Nice.
Also, mentioning my channel, I'm now at like 432 or 431 subscribers.
It's growing a day. It's growing every time you tell us the number. It's great.
It is true. Well,
Sooner or later, we'll all be in the same. I want us to all be at the same subscriber amount, just so we all can grow together and keep rising.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we are going to round out this segment of Frenzy Freestyle Sunday with Impactor. Let everyone know the name of your channel.
Say again?
Let everyone know the name of your channel.
Oh, Impactor Productions.
There you go. So subscribe to Impactor Productions and Children of Primus. And we're going to end this segment and jump into our Teletran 2 segment.
Tell Magnus to watch back and just tell him that there is full proof I do have friends.
Definitely.
Just please say it. I want to hear it. So, like, I'm not going to be able to do Teletran 2 just because I'm doing stuff here. But just tell him, and I need to hear it verbally when I look back at the stream when I get home.
Will do.
Yeah, I think all of his kids are grown up, like in their 20s, so he doesn't get to do that teasing a teenager like I do with my niece and nephew who are your age.
Also, snow shoveling has been very lucrative. I might be able to buy some of the new
Nice.
figures.
Oh, excellent.
Ooh.
Okay, now let's head to Teletran IV2.
There we go. So I thank everyone for hanging out in this segment, and to all are one as we jump into Teletran 2.
To all are one.
We'll soon be two.
Yes.
We now return you to the Children of Primus.